1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Woo!
Hello guys and welcome back to this one. Today we are going to be jumping straight into the what do you call it? The graphical illustration. And yeah, we are going to be seeing, how the graphical illustration brings home the idea of what we're trying to do. We see the waste continually and we see what we can then go ahead to do to bring it home. But before then we are going to look at the debugger tool as usual, as well as the complexity. That's so that we even truly understand this waste I've been talking about since inception. So basically, this is the question in a nutshell. It's talking about stars, out there in the galaxy, and then we have a focal point or a primary point or a edge, if you say, or a sorry point or a source, right? 0 and 0, and then we have these different stars, different places, and yeah, just for convenience, I numbered them by the ones I just perceived that were farthest, right? And yeah, this was my verdict. But yeah, it's just a rough picking. So basically, these stars are out there, and then we are trying to bring home these stars, but we want to see the ones that are closest. And when we see the Kate term, right, we want to say, oh, what if we just want the first three, right? If we want the first three, that means it will be 1 2 3. If we want the first four, it will be 1 2 3 4, right? So that's what he was asking, right? And if it was in a file that where it was distorted, right? So we have a list where we have 5 3 1 2, and with the different coordinates, right? And this is like so basically just taking it as a linear coordinate, as if the distance has already been calculated from what we saw in our code base yesterday, where we were calculating the distance for each of them, right? So, but you will see that this list is what is brought into the RAM. So the RAM is taking note of all these files. So if we had 10,000 a billion stars, the RAM will have to accommodate those 10 billion stars, calculate their distances and the rest of and a lot of it. So that is what we do. So basically, but this guy just basically says, okay, I am I bring all the files in an inorderly manner. I don't know where all the stars are coming from. I just bring them in, and we could see here we say for distance, then we check the distance of the stars, and then the distance we append it into our star distance this thing. So basically we could see here that this is just basically what we did. This is like the star distance list, right, where we are appending all the distances into, but in the order of how they are. So this is 5 3 1 2 6 and 4, right? So now we now go ahead after adding that to the star distance to go and sort the star distance. So basically what that will now do is that it will take this guy, pull it up here, pull this guy up here, pull 3, pull 4, because he has sorted it, right? And then pull 6, and boom, we have a sorted file list. Now because we have a sorted file list, the next line is a no-brainer, right? Because we take cells from the inception. So if we were looking for the kit guy, which is really the third guy or maybe the fourth guy, we just come here and just select from 0 up to that point, from 0 up to that point. So we'll end up having 1 2 3 and 4, and that's basically it for this guy. So we see what it tries to do. It takes a group of stars, it calculates their coordinate or how far they are from the source, and basically we take that from a list of file that holds that file in a certain order that is not orderly. So we then go ahead to sort, and then yeah, so we see that obviously within the RAM, as I stated earlier, we are holding all the stars within the RAM. We're holding all the stars, which is not ideal. We're just trying to find a system that will help us find the fastest or the best of, say, 3, or the best of 4, right? Which is what we're looking for. So we're not trying to find all the stars. So that's it for this guy. So for the next one, we're going to be looking at the debugger tool. We're going to see how the code goes through the the functions and how we arrive at this solution. And yeah, we'll test the integrity of the algorithm of the brute force on the next one. So muchas gracias. See you on the next one. Bye.